This is Henry Frederick of Headline Surfer, and I'm here tonight with Cory Thompson and Robert Littleton, the young guns of the Republican Party, the young Republicans, as a matter of fact. Gentlemen, tonight, pretty enthusiastic crowd. Chicken dinner where you got a big gathering of people. Your impressions first, Robert?
Well, in general, all the speakers were confident and enthusiastic, and I liked them. Not overly long or anything. They drummed up a lot of support.
How about you, Cory? What was your impression?
All the speakers were great. I love them all, especially Ron DeSantis. I just want to say to the message of the GOP, if you want more young people to vote Republican, make more Ron DeSantis and put him in Congress.
Let me ask you this. Before the event even started tonight, outside the Daytona Beach Resort and Conference Center, there were some demonstrators. Democratic Party, I recognize some of the faces. And some union people and some activists. Pink slip rig, some one of the signs.
Very rich.
What does that say that they're coming to your event to challenge the governor of Florida? It's kind of a compliment, isn't it?
I think it's a compliment. I also think that they probably don't have a job. They don't want to work. I mean, that's just my take on it, because people who want to protest a governor who's created this many jobs in this state, I have to wonder where their head is at. Whether it's just party politics rather than what's best for Florida. Obviously, I probably paid some people to get down there, as union thugs usually do. They usually pay people to come in and protest. They knew Rick Scott was going to be here, and quite frankly, he's done a lot of great things for the state. And if you can't at least acknowledge some of them, then really you have no objectivity, and you really don't care about Florida.
Well, Robert, let me ask you this. I mean, look, you're both Republicans, young Republicans love it. But the reality is it hasn't been a transition to Governor Scott. Correct. There have been some bumps. How much do you think he needs to overcome in order to get that second term without having somebody knock him out?
Well, he has to overcome a lot. He has to overcome Charlie Crist, who is popular in many circles. He has to overcome a message already, which is pink slip rig. The Democrats are really going to try to go for him. And there might be a lack of Tea Party support because the Tea Party's just not as enthusiastic.
Well, let me ask you this, Cory, and you can jump in, Robert. Some people are saying, sure, Governor Scott, he mentioned in particular tonight about the teachers. He's trying to reward the teachers. Some people may see that as an act of desperation, so a lot of teachers represent and it's perceived as handled. What's your take on that?
I think Governor Scott's recognizing that he did what he had to do in the beginning of the year, which was obviously exchange some of the pay for the pensions. Which we're the last state to do that kind of thing. Now he's saying we have more revenue than we've had ever in the state of Florida. I think it's everything. And obviously our grades and our standards have gone up and up and up as a state. And he's legitimately saying it's time to reward the teachers. In fact, I have a Republican friend who voted for the millage increase in Seminole County as a way to reward teachers because the schools are so I think Governor Scott's actually taking that approach at a state level.
Robert, I know that you are skeptical of some of these, for lack of a better word, dinosaurs in Washington on both parties.
Yes.
There were some issues earlier with filibuster, gun control, and people saying one should be going in another direction. I'm just kidding. How important is it to get disconnect with young people with what's going on in Washington? I mean, DeSantis himself tonight said we have an approval rating of 10%, and he's going to go back.
Well, it's vitally important if the Republican Party ever expects to win another election. Eventually, the older people get old and stop voting, and eventually pass on. And obviously, the younger generation is going to move into more respected positions and even voting more often, as do people of older stature. So it's important, desperately.
Kind of strange this time around. Jason Davis is the county chair, and he's second year in a row of being the MC. You had Maury Husseini here from ICI Homes, bigwig in politics and business world. You had John Johnson from Member Riddle, of course, Stan Escudero, and a lot of other people, even Mark Bernier from WNDB. The local political situation, it's ever changing now, isn't it? There's a whole new, we see further changes coming with it in terms of the faces, the Brunos, the Hostesses, they're kind of fading you know, they have something in the fire.
Well, we have the most aggressive REC we've had in a long time, and that's obviously very helpful to turning the county red. A big reason for why so many local politicians are Republicans.
I want to add one quick thing to that. In 2012 was a year. 2012 was a year that Obama actually was able to drive out a lot more Democrats to vote. Not as many as 2008, but he did it again. He does not have a good track record with midterm elections. It could be even a better year for.
But he is a lame duck now.
Yeah, he is a lame duck.
And let's face it, Hillary Clinton didn't do herself any favor.
No.
Benghazi, I mean, she might have even neutralized herself. In closing this event tonight, who do you two see as the front runners in the Republican and Democratic parties from right now? Who stands out?
Right now, Rand Paul is a big name.
In Republican?
In Republican field. He's going to continue to be a big name because he is one of those, like Ron DeSantis, who sticks to principle. Whether you agree with him or not, he's always who he is. And quite frankly, as I said again, the GOP needs to push more people who are who they are, whether we agree 100% or not. But Rand Paul's probably the biggest name right now. And Hillary Clinton for the Democrat side is an obvious choice. She wants to.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think she wants to run it. She wants it no matter how old she gets. I think she feels a little bit cheated last time. I even think she took the position of Secretary of State just to keep her profile high at the time, even with Barack Obama, who quite frankly, let's face it, the Clintons are not too happy about. I think it'll be a possible Paul versus Clinton, a dark horse in the Republican Party. Bobby Jindal's a dark horse. I think he's setting himself up to try to run. The Democrat Party, I'm not really sure if anybody really wants to challenge the Clinton machine. There will be some, but I think they will be no names that will be able to take on the machine.
I personally don't think Hillary Clinton will be a player. I really think she's going to. I think Marco Rubio is going to be the front runner just because of that youth and that enthusiasm. He's been very aggressive in the past year. I know he's had some fumbles too. What are your impressions, Robert?
Well, I would have to say
Republican side.
Rand Paul, Rubio, Cruz, all by the way, Ted Cruz up from Texas, Senator, all young, energetic, and sticking to principles. That's a common theme between those three.
Democrat?
Martin O'Malley's a surprise. He's the Democratic mayor or governor of Maryland, my former state. Cuomo from New York's there. Clinton, for her ego's sake, she has to try to run.
I'm going to make a little bit of a prediction tonight. I believe we'll see Marco Rubio in Deval Patrick of Massachusetts.
Oh,
I like it.
That's the classic Clinton-esque, Obama-esque, liberal, African-American candidate. That's what we want to see. I think he got a lot of good mileage out of the tragedy of the Boston Marathon massacre, the bombings. I thought he was much better than what the governor of Connecticut was with the Newtown shootings by far.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And I just don't see Rand or the others having that sort of. I mean, Rubio is a rock star. He's still fresh. As far as VPs, I think maybe Paul Ryan, with the Mitt Romney, I think that might have knocked him out of the box. Who knows? But final impressions tonight, quickly. One thing that stood above anything else, Robert.
How great Ron DeSantis was. He really impressed me. I knew I agree with him and everything, but his speech roused the place, and his constitutional amendment he wants to go for is great.
Quickly, Cory.
Final impression night was a great night all around. I actually, believe it or not, I'm going to go ahead and say my best moment, in my opinion, was Webster Barnaby's prayer. I thought it was excellent and articulate, and quite frankly, the speech all of its own, and I love Webb, and I think he did it.
Well, that just begs me to ask one more question to both of you. There's always this constant antagonism of the Muslim world, Allah, and its extremism, and yet there's God Bless America, the flag, and it almost gets kind of nauseating how so many politicians invoke the God Bless America, and you can tell it's
just put on.
Yeah, right. That prayer tonight by Webster Barnaby, it got to me too. It said something.
Absolutely.
I guess there's a lot of hope tonight.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of hope. I hope it's not singled out just to Webb, because we all know Webb, and Webb's very passionate and real, and he's a good speaker and believes.
Webster Barnaby.
Yeah, yes. So I hope it's not singled just to him, but it might be a show for the future.
Well, everybody was great. Even the leaders, Tony Ledbetter and Stanley Escudero, also were great when they came up on stage and said their piece. I mean, it really was an enjoyable night. The food was great, the atmosphere was great, and good to be with good friends.
Well, I think Stan Escudero, who's our chief political blogger, I think he did his homework and he got the three, the Denny's, Jason Davis, and Deb Denny's, Jason Davis, and Pat Patterson. He got those people into office when the odds against Davis was like,
100 to 1 million to 1.
Right. You had Ted Doherty here tonight, and it's funny, Ted Doran is still around. Bruno and Persis are pretty much, John Tanner's fading away. So it really is a changing of the guard. Well, for Cory Thompson and Robert Littleton, the young guns of the Republican Party, and our young gun bloggers, this is Henry Frederick of Headline Surfer, and it was a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.